I'm gonna get to the point here. Will Smith is a. There's a reason why they call you, because of the way you're acting. Now I know a lot of people are saying that he was absolutely right to smack Chris Rock for talking about his wife. And I've always stood on the assumption, I said it then and I still say it today, what Will Smith did was some thug. And I call it thug because if I had a nickel and dime or a fist for every time somebody talked greasy about somebody I was dating or my mama or a family member or somebody I work with, that I would be in jail 5 times over. There's always going to be somebody talking out the other side of their neck. Plus, that's Chris Rock's job. He's a comedian. And quite frankly, he has said things way more out of line than what he said about Jada Pinkett Smith that night. Well, what I'm getting to is recently, Will Smith said even though he didn't watch the Netflix special, he said he was embarrassed and hurt hearing about the comments and said how Chris Rock needs to let it go. Well, here's newsflash. Here's a newsflash. He don't have to let it go. And you don't get to say that he should let it go. You were the perpetrator. You were the perpetrator. That's like telling them they need to let it go. That's like a murderer telling someone's mother, someone's father, someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's wife, someone's husband of a murder victim that they need to let it go. No, you're the perpetrator. You don't get that privilege. And Will Smith trying to make people feel sorry for him and stuff. Dude, you went up and committed assault on national television. I don't care what your reasons for. And I don't know why you would do it in defense of his wife. He was standing up for his wife. It would be something else if she was actually a woman of honor. She's not a woman of honor, man. She's sketchy as hell. And this is coming from someone who at one time was a huge fan of Jada Pinkett Smith. I still respect her as a talent, as a performer, but as a person, no, dude. You don't, no, this is why she respects you even less. And you know what's funny? The very man that she puts above you, and you her husband, the father of her kids, the man that she puts above you that is 6 feet under, named Tupac Shakur. I said that Will Smith is, you wonder why they call you. What's funny is, Tupac has a song called, you wonder why they call you. You wonder why they call you. Yeah, and that's why. That's why any man with testosterone in his balls looks at you sideways. It'd be something else if she was actually a woman of honor, but she's not. And for those who say, you're just going in on them because they're in open marriage. I've known people in open marriages. And let me tell you something. Their wives don't act like that. They don't embarrass their husbands like that. And yeah, I've known a few people that were in swinger swap or open marriage. They don't act nothing like this. Their wives don't act nothing like this. The husbands don't act nothing like this. So no, you best be with that excuse too. And yeah, that rubbed me the wrong way when I read that. Because I was like, dude, you don't get to tell Chris Rock when to let it go. And quite frankly, Chris Rock has said way more reprehensible and way more out-of-pocket stuff than what he said to your wife that night at the Oscars. So no, until you own up, man up, and be a man, and quit being controlled by your wife, people gonna still call you bitch. They're gonna continue to call you bitch. And you will be viewed as such, with only maybe a handful of people actually sticking up for you, and usually they're the ones that are lowbrow, still have thug in them, thinking that's the way to go for black people to survive. Now, I can't tell nobody how to live their lives, but I'll tell you what, that way only leads to failure. And you can blame white supremacy and all that all you want, which I'm not going to say it's not around. I'm not going to say it exists. But come on. That ain't the way to navigate. You was a hero to a lot of black folks, Will Smith. And you threw it all away over one slap. Quite frankly, if that would have been any, and I have said this and I will say this to my grave, had that have been any other black man, had that have been any other man that did what he did to Chris Rock, first of all, he probably wouldn't have even made the stage. Security would have stopped him. Second of all, he wouldn't have been allowed to go back to the seat. He would have been grabbed immediately and thrown out and probably arrested. And the fact that they went in, Chris Rock, do you want charges for? No! Let that have been Jerry Seinfeld he'd have put hands on. No! He'd have been let out, no questions asked. He'd have been handcuffed. Jada Pinkett Smith would have been collecting the award for Will Smith that night. And furthermore, let that have been Mike Tyson or The Rock up there. Or somebody else that was his same size or bigger. Or let's go back in time. I mean, it has to be said. Let's go back in time when he was in shape and Kaboo before he got older and slower. Let that have been Andre the Giant doing that. You think he would have got up and slapped him? No, he'd have sat him down like everybody else. If anything, he would have said something to him afterwards. He wouldn't have said nothing on camera, which is the way it should have been done if you really feel like you had to confront Chris Rock. But you're going to tell him he needs to let it go. Chris Rock, at least when it concerns you and your wife, can let it go whenever he wants to let it go. That's all I got to say. I'm out.